Welcome to Joe Stunner Boxing. 60-year-old Oliver McCall yesterday fought a 6-round draw with a guy called Carlos Reyes, who is virtually a fetus. He's a mere 47 years old. But Oliver McCall, the oldest heavyweight or former heavyweight champion to win a professional contest, his comeback is continuing. He now stands at 61 wins, 40 KOs, 14 defeats, one stoppage where he essentially had a nervous breakdown in the ring against Lennox Lewis. I think that fight took place in around about 1887 or something like that. He's got the one draw. This was the first draw of his 40-year career. Can you imagine? 40-year professional career. Well, it was a six-round technical draw, and in the last couple of rounds, McCall, who was so knackered, and who can blame him? He's bloody 60 for Christ's sake. He barely threw a punch. And the sprightly 47 or 48, I think it's 47, 48, something like that, Mr. Reyes, Carlos Reyes, he managed to pull out a draw, and it was a split draw. 58-56 on one card to McCall, 58-56 to Reyes on another card, and then 57-57. Okay. But here's the crack, right? Carlos Reyes had not won a fight for, drumroll please, 10 years and 5 months. He's not won a fight. Yeah. Since then, he had a string of defeats. He sort of retires, comes back. I mean, he did have I think he had about 4 or 5 fights in 2021. But he lost a lot. And I think he had a draw in 2019 or something. So this was supposed to be a little knockover job for McCall to continue his comeback at 60. It's unbelievable, isn't it? 60 years of age, fucking hell. But he can only get a split draw over a guy who hasn't had a win for over a decade. Now, what is this working towards? Is it working towards anything? Well, believe it or not, yes, it is. There are, tenuous plans for McCall to face, wait for it, Shannon Briggs. Oh, yes, who is a mere 53, I think, and hasn't fought for 9 years, 9 years, something along these lines. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Would you pay to see that? And I think, unless I'm mistaken, I think I read that that both Briggs and McCall are managed by or promoted by the same guy. So clearly this promoter is recycling, doesn't even cover it, does it? It's almost like it's resurrecting, literally resurrecting, the dead. What can I tell you? I mean, this is craziness, isn't it, really? A 60-year-old against Briggs, by the way. Statistically, he's got 60 wins with 53 KOs, 6 defeats, 2 by stoppage, and a draw. So the records are similar. And Briggs, like I said, I don't think he's had a win. I don't think he's had a fight for about 9 years. But he was knocking over all these no-hopers in a round. I think he's got... Does he hold the record for first-round knockouts of any heavyweight champion? I think he does, even more than Mike Tyson. But the core of the opposition was fucking terrible. I mean, the last time he faced anyone remotely decent was in 2010, which was Vitaly Klitschko, who beat the living crap out of him. And it really should have been stopped, but it went the distance. And Briggs so immediately retired. I mean, he was in hospital and everything. It was horrendous. You're watching through your fingers like that, and then he came back and he beat people. I mean, lots of journeyman, some was Zambrano, Rafael Zambrano, was that his name? I think he had a win over him, and God, I don't know, all these rather, I was going to say second rate, fourth rate would probably be better, journeyman, who they themselves had seen better days. Journeyman can normally take you a few rounds, go the distance maybe, but a lot of these guys that Briggs was fighting, they themselves were not young. Like what Oliver McCall's now doing, because McCall himself is, fighting 47-year-olds and only getting a draw, or 47-year-old, yeah, and only getting a draw. Well, I suppose the question is, you could ask the question, well, is it intriguing enough to be watchable? Oliver McCall and Shannon Briggs, because I know there is a rule, a type of rule that is, you can take two guys who are way past their best, in this case, probably about 30 years past their best, put them together and they can still produce a really good fight. That is possible. I mean, well, it's definitely possible if fighters are, past their best, but not geriatrics. But if you put two people who are far closer to old age than probably middle age, never mind being young, what do you get? Are you still going to get a tough fight? I mean, are you still going to get a watchable fight? I mean, this is the third fight back for McCall. He beat Stacey Frazier, who was in his late 40s or something, knocked him out in 2 rounds. And if you saw that fight on YouTube, you'll know that it looked like it was in slow motion. I mean, it literally did look like it was in slow motion. And Frazier went down. Down goes Frazier, Stacey Frazier in this case, from a nothing punch. He's got a ton of defeats on his record. He's got a losing record, and most of them are by stoppage. Then he did a guy called Gary Cobia, who had a 3-4 record. He did him in a round. I think he retired after 1 round, Cobia did. I didn't see that fight. But he was in his early 50s. So this is almost like a seniors tour. But is it possible, is it just possible that Oliver McCall versus Shannon Briggs could provide some fireworks? Let's not forget that McCall does have one of the greatest chins of any living fighter, old or young. I mean, I don't think he's ever been on the floor. And like I say, the only stoppage defeat of his career, and Christ, he faced some big bangers, was to Lennox Lewis when he had a meltdown in the ring. And that was a rematch, of course. In the first fight, he knocked out Lewis, which was kind of amazing. But, yeah. I mean, he when you consider that the first Lewis fight, when was that? 92-1, something like that. Let me think now. Must have been 91, 92. I can't think now. I'm going through Lewis's career. No, well, whenever it was fucking years ago. It was decades ago. I think it might have been a bit later. It might have been 93 or 94. So that means it was merely 30 years ago, not 35. Madness, innit? Really? Madness. Yeah. I mean, this guy lost to Buster Douglas in a 10-rounder in the late 80s, McCall did. I remember because I fucking watched it. And I was a young man then. But anyway, my mind's drifting. Anyway, you tell me what you think about this craziness. Is there in boxing for a seniors tour? Don't forget, this is a combat sport, so it's highly dangerous. We're not talking golf here. And do you think that there is any entertainment value in watching Oliver McCall and Shannon Briggs go at it? Because whatever you say, they're both big punchers, and they do say that the last thing you lose is your punch. But let me know what you think about this craziness. Leave your comments below, I'll have a read. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I always appreciate your time. Looking forward to your comments, and bye for now.